Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Harness Your Hump Day. Tom Harness here with Harness Digital Marketing to talk to you a little bit about digital marketing. And today's topic is aligning your brands across mediums. So, contrary to what a lot of people think, there's not a lot of, well, there's a lot of competition. Everybody thinks their medium, whether it's TV, newspaper, radio, digital, social media, whatever it might be, thinks theirs is the best. But in all reality, there's one thing we all can agree on, that when you align all these mediums together, it absolutely 100% helps your branding and helps you hopefully get a return on your investment of all that time and effort that you have putting into it. So today, I kind of want to put all the stereotypes, I want to put all of the mine's the best medium and talk about your marketing, whether it's a nonprofit, a for-profit, a business, whatever it might be. I want to talk a little bit about aligning everything across those platforms. And for our purpose today, we're going to talk about radio, TV, newspaper, digital, all of that, because everybody has a different opinion on that. So jumping right in, there's three things to consider when you're aligning your brands, aligning your brand across the mediums. The first one is your image, okay? This is the one that everybody spends the most time on. They want to find the best logo, right? The best image, the best logo, the font, right? They spend so much time on this. Good morning, Josh. Long time no hear and see for you. But when we align the logo across the platforms, it helps make that branding consistent. It's like the walking billboard, right? I tell people when we talk about personal branding, and there's another episode of Harness Your Hump Day on personal branding, but the more that you are consistently known for a hat, for shoes, for something that when you go out, a pin, you're a walking billboard. Well, so is your logo. And you want to make sure that it's consistent across platforms, right? That's why there needs to be a little bit of time on whether or not your logo is a portrait, if it's landscape. You want to keep the colors as simple as possible. And you want to make sure that however you utilize them across newspaper, TV, radio, well, not radio, but TV and digital, that it's always reconnecting them where they see it over and over. Your business or organization might be a service or a product they don't necessarily need all the time. So being front of mind and the state of mind for them, so that way when the time hits them and they need X service, X product, you're at the forefront. It is a long game, and that's so hard for so many small businesses, right? Because they don't want to budget for the branding component of it. They think branding is just the image. No, it's the consistency of that image. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen is you put all this money into print and there's no distribution. It could be a handout. It could be a flyer. There's no distribution for it. It's one of the things I like about digital and even with radio and TV. The more frequent the image is or the name, when they hear that name consistently, the more it plants the seed. We are conditioned people. That's all we are. The more we hear it, the more we see it, the more we're going to remember it, right? So we just have to find that right frequency of that. Now, the font, this is an interesting one because I've really become more aware of fonts in the last probably year or two. I probably shouldn't admit that, but I'm much more picky about it, and I'm much more trying to help brands and businesses, and whether they're personal, nonprofit, like I said, be consistent with that font. You really only want to use 1 to 2 fonts. That's just completely honest. And it's hard because you think that everything just kind of settles in. But if you only use a couple of fonts, it helps with that conditioning of what we're seeing, and it's not mass confusion. And then what happens is someone sees that font, if it's used frequently enough, they automatically associate it with another business, right? So there's certain fonts that stick out, and you're probably thinking of one right now that you're like, oh, that belongs to X business anytime you see it. And that's just because you see it so much and you've associated it with that. Why? Because of frequency, consistency. So image is so important to the logo, to the font, to the colors that you use. Make sure you're consistent with those, okay? You really want to make sure of that. Number 2, the message. This kind of jumps down into like your slogan, right? The saying, the wording, making sure that your sales pitch is always on point every time. Now, I want to be completely honest. I try to have a core part of that, but I don't want my message or my slogan to sound robotic every time that I talk to someone. I want there to be a personal connection to it, but there needs to be a core part of that, whether it's the slogan, hashtag turn the light bulb on, or I'm loving it, McDonald's, right? So whatever it might be, make sure you're consistent with that, but add a little personal touch to it. So that way it seems a little more personal with it. And if you see across, we'll just stick with McDonald's. I'll give them a shameless plug. The Bishops and Morelands, there you go, helping you out this morning. Even though they have I'm loving it, they put images and they put other things with it to connect you with that, right? We think that we have to just narrow in and that's just it. No, we have to have that consistency with that message, but we can bring the elements that support that in. Go back to school when we have the main idea and the supporting details, English 101. Marketing is the same way. You can still be creative as long as that creativeness aligns with that message. And number 3, the medium. Okay, this kind of goes into what I just talked about on choosing what you want to the message to be. All the mediums, whether it's digital, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it is, there's a different audience for each one. And sometimes you can have the same message across some of those, but some of them you have to adjust it and pivot, right? You have to do that in order to capture that audience. Otherwise, why are they coming to you, or why are they going to connect with you on that platform if it's not the right medium and they're not the right content for it? You have to be very careful about that. So you can still be unique with your branding on these other platforms, TV, radio, as long as it supports the message and that consistency. There needs to be that one thing that aligns them all together from beginning to end. If you have that, that means that all the money that you're putting into these different areas, these different platforms are aligning. And when people are either in their car, watching TV, on their phone, or multiply doing radio going in the background, on the phone, TV screen, whatever it might be, if they're getting that consistent image of that brand, whether it's the logo or the message, whatever it is, if they get that, you win, right? You win as a business. You win as a small business for sure, and you win as an organization. So making sure that you have the right content for that medium, and know that you don't just have to come up with one thing and put it across all platforms. Adjust it, right? Radio is really about the auditory senses, but we can also use auditory senses to basically come into connecting with other senses like taste, touch. You can hear a commercial about a radio commercial about food, and if it's done right, you're like, man, I'm hungry now, and you want what they have, right? So think about that. Image, message, medium. Those 3 things, if you align them across all your platforms, radio, TV, newspaper, digital, you can be very, very successful. The key is a lot of us, small businesses, don't have the funds to be across all those. So a lot of times we have to choose which one. Another tip, don't just stop and go to the next one and the next one and the next one. Don't take that message from this one and think that it's going to transfer all the way over. Know where your audience is. That's what we tell you all the time. Know where your audience is and be consistent with your branding and your message on that. It's that simple. But as a business owner, I can tell you, yep, it's hard. It costs money and it costs funds, and it's basically one of those things where you have to decide, are you in, and is this a part of your business model? Those that know that and are consistent with it, they win probably over half the time. So I'm hoping that those 3 things will help you. And if you do have questions about what mediums you should be on, please don't hesitate to reach out to my team and I here at Harness Digital Marketing. We'd be happy to talk to you about that and discuss. Maybe our medium isn't right for you, but we'll help you get in contact with some of our other great partners and great colleagues across all the platforms throughout Southern Illinois and beyond. All right, moving on. Every Monday, you need to check out Crystal Davis. You got to check her out on your Marketing Makeup Monday. She is doing great things every Monday on that platform to not only motivate you, but to help give you some branding images through makeup and marketing, right? Who doesn't need that? I'm noticing with the lighting in here today, I'm not looking the best, so maybe I should watch her videos a little bit more and see what kind of tips she has for us guys. Also, I cannot thank Withers Broadcasting and Dana Communications enough for their partnership with the Stars and Stripes SI Facebook group page. It's been a huge success. I want to continue to grow that. It is a platform for veterans who own businesses, those of you that are not veterans that want to support veterans. We've got organizations, we've got people looking for jobs, we got parents and grandparents supporting and showing support for their children, grandchildren going into the military branches. So it's just a very positive platform and one that I continue to hope that we can grow together with your help. All right, on to the events. Here we go. Kind of getting back to normal, people. I'm not going to lie. Feels good to have some events in here to talk about and plug. Every Tuesday, starting August 3rd, so it's already been going on at 2 o'clock p.m., we have the Memory Cafe Tuesdays. It's headed by Becky Salazar, and it takes place at Country Cupboard in Carterville, Illinois. This location is for people that are caretakers of Alzheimer's patients, memory-assisted patients that want to get out and take their person with them, get the caregivers out, and also get the other caregivers together to talk about and just kind of take a breath of fresh air, take a deep breath, let it out, know they're not alone, and to provide services and support for people that just need it that are working diligently with family members and friends with Alzheimer's. So please check those out every Tuesday, 2 o'clock, Country Cupboard, Memory Cafe Tuesdays. Next up, we have the 10th annual Glow Run, or for me, I'll be walking it. It is Friday, September 10th, starting at 5 o'clock p.m. here in Carterville at the Carterville Cannon Park. If you want more information about how to sign up, register, any questions, you can talk to the executive director over at the Carterville Chamber, Harriet Mize. Her information is going to be linked here, and you can sign up, and it's going to be another great event, 10 years, glow run, walk, whatever you want to do. A lot of fun, and it's in conjunction with the Carterville Free Fair going on. Next up, Veterans on Parade. This is the 20th anniversary of September 11th. It falls on a Saturday, and we will also be honoring our veterans. I know they'll have first responders out there as well, but if you would like to take your veteran, if you are a veteran and you want to ride, walk in the parade, please contact Ed Smith or Tom Cadella. Ed Davis. I need to update that. I keep messing that up. Ed Davis and Tom Cadella. It will take place Saturday, September 11th, 10 o'clock. It will start at the high school, and it will and then around to the Marion Square, and then off to the fairgrounds, the county fairgrounds. So check out that. Would love to have as many veterans as we can. I know there's a lot of events going on that day, but please come out and support the veterans. Next up, Sunday, September 12th, over at Pond Creek Shooting Range in Heron, Drake Schmeiderer is heading up the Illinois Gun Owners Together, IGOT, to do a Shot for Life benefit for the Marion VA Food Pantry. So there's a lot of giveaways, a lot of things. He's been doing a great job. I think there's a gun raffle, and you can go out to the Pond Creek Shooting Range and kind of have some fellowship there. Nothing like bringing a bunch of guys and ladies together under guns and a fundraiser. So I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And it also is going to provide some much needed help and service for the Marion VA Food Pantry. Next up, Saturday, September 25th, Oktoberfest returns to Zion United Church. Reverend John Holst, I always say pastor, but Reverend John Holst is the contact for that. His church has been doing this for a while. I've been attending for at least 3 years now. It's so much fun. Authentic Oktoberfest or October German food, an authentic band, and then there is some authentic beer there. I know you're like, beer? What? Church? What's going on? No, it's a great time of fellowship. It's just the food is amazing. If you're a foodie, you need to go there because it's home cooked food, German food. So go check it out, and then have some fun and support Zion United Church in Marion. And then last but not least, The Live to Lead, Changing Your World, is taking place Friday, October 29th. It's at 8:30. It starts at 8:30 at the Pavilion in Marion. Contact person that I have is Russell Williams. If you are looking to be a sponsor, you want to sign up, get tickets, there's information below in the description. So please check that out. It's a great leadership program. It's been going on, I think, for 5 years now. I try to attend it every year. I think last year I didn't attend it. It was virtual. But it's going to be both in person and virtual. So you will have the option to do either one, whichever one you're comfortable with. But if you are a leader, upcoming leader, it's okay. Come, learn, be better. It's a great opportunity. As always, my team here at Harness Digital Marketing is happy to work with you, your business or organization, whether it's through consulting, whether it's through content, whether it's through just anything that we can do to help make your day a little bit brighter. Let us know. We would love to hashtag turn the light bulb on for your business organization. Everybody have a wonderful day, and we will see you next Wednesday.